Man, I hate watching mom struggle with these damn bills.
You need to come fuck with me and my cousin. We getting real money.
Don't give a fuck if shorty niggas are talking nice. I've been running up on money like it's on sight. They say I need to get it.
Like, wake your game up, bruh.
All right. How's it going today? We have the Tilly Road to Feature podcast. My name is Jordan, co-hosted with Vicky. And today we are interviewing Dexx.
I'm Dexx Broughton. I'm a filmmaker out of the Bay Area, San Francisco, prominently. And yeah, I've been doing filmmaking for 10 years now. Wow. Mostly narrative and commercial. Yeah.
Okay.
What got you started?
What got me started in filmmaking is very strange. I used to be, in high school, I used to be a club promoter. And this was kind of like the peak of like YouTube starting and, you know, social media.
So what years are we looking at here? 08, 09,
we're looking
the
at
hyphen movement?
Like probably like 07, 08. Yeah.
That was good times.
Yeah, so I started off as a club promoter with my older brother. We had a nice network in San Francisco. So I used to promote for the City Nights, the Impala, and other clubs around San Francisco. And I had this bright idea of taking like a small camera and filming the event to help promote and bring people out. Because like you ever passing out flyers hand to hand and, you know, having a street team running around promoting the clubs. But I was like, let's do some videos. So I record the event, put it up on YouTube, and hit Facebook, hit MySpace, and Twitter at that time, and just send out mass messages of, you know, the event of, hey, come out to our next event, promoting whatever event we have. And people gave a lot of good comments on the videos. Like, you really got an eye for this. And then that started off into music videos, and then I hit the ground running.
That's awesome.
Interesting. So you went from nightclubs. So did you leave the nightclub scene after that?
Yeah.
You were looking to get out of it eventually?
Not necessarily get out of it. I'm not really like a club person. So
I could tell.
so being in the clubs is kind of like,
What am I doing here?
yeah, like it was cool to like see, you know, me having the power to bring out a crowd of people to an event and watch people have fun. But that's what I want to do. I just want to watch you have fun. I'm not into dancing. I'm not into standing up on couches or anything like that. So when I found out, you know, this video stuff is kind of fun and it's kind of easy for me to do, this is where I'm going.
So you said you don't like showing your face on camera. Is there any particular reason? Or are you just very introverted?
So is there a word for like a mixture of being an introvert
Ambivert.
and, all right, that's
What is
me.
it?
Ambivert.
Ambivert.
Extrovert and introvert.
Okay.
I knew it was something.
Ambivert. Okay.
We learned
Cool.
something today.
Cool.
I'll be that. Because it's times where I don't want to be, I like being at home. I like being in my little box. And then there's times where it's like, you know what, I need to get out and strut my stuff.
Turn it on.
Yeah. But the reason behind not showing my face is we're in a world where social media is everything. Your face is everything. Faces everywhere. And I like to be a little bit different, especially being in a creative space and being an artist. I want my art to speak for me. So it's like I don't want people to put a name or a face to the name. Like just embrace the creativity that I show the world. And it's been a good run because I think it ends today.
So today is the first day that you're actually openly showing your face, other than the 3 a.m. BTS videos.
Yes.
That are out.
And even with that, it was a hard grind to hit that post button with doing that. It was even, so I edited the behind the scenes, and it was hard, you know, editing it because I'm like, I want to show everybody else but me. But it was like the gentleman that did the behind the scenes, he was like my personal camera guy, and where I was, he was. And it was times where I didn't even see him. I'm looking at the footage. I'm like, where was he? Like he's hiding behind a tree, a car, and he's getting me. So it was tough, but it was definitely, you know, I felt like, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to actually put myself on the forefront and, you know, be one with the people.
I think it's important for people to know who you are, you know?
Yeah.
Like, really. Because, yeah, your art is, like, the main part of it, but you are the reason for it.
Yeah. And I'm well aware of that, and I think it's kind of me being like a rebel, like, no, you can't have that. Like, just take what I give you, don't worry about this over here. But I speak with a lot of people, and they tell me, like, no, people want to put a face to the name. It means that much more. So it's kind of like, you're being selfish to a certain point of, like, not exposing yourself to what you create. Like, own it, you know?
Yeah.
Poke your chest out and be one with your work. So I think 3 a.m. definitely opened that door for me. It's like, this is something that is not only not just another project that I've written and directed. It has a lot of personal meaning, a lot of personal background to it.
Can you share about that?
Yes, I sure can right now.
Unless you're not comfortable.
No. So for me, I definitely have a story to tell. And with 3 a.m., it focused on a story that's very familiar, and is very common, which it shouldn't be, but we focus on African American men in America and how they're targeted, and not just targeted by law enforcement. We're targeted about our own community as well. So in 3 a.m., I kind of highlight that. I display that, but I don't display it in the presence or the point of view of the African American male. I put it in the perspective of the mother, our mothers. Our mothers, like we hear about this stuff on the news all day long about people passing away, or, you know, police brutality of these young black men and women. And, you know, we sometimes see, well, not sometimes, we always see the mother grieving that. But that's never the full focus. The full focus is, oh, the black man. But what about the nightmares and the torture that the mothers have to live with, not seeing their kids anymore?
The after effect.
And this story, why I say it's personal, is because in April of 2020, me and my cousin were targeted on the freeway, and I was shot 8 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And my cousin, he passed away. This is my guy right here. He passed away. And for me to I have survivor's guilt. So I feel like this is somebody that I grew up with since diapers. So it's kind of like, you know, you have that cousin or that brother or that best friend, and, you know, you've been tight from the end. You kind of like, this is somebody, you know, I'm gonna pass away with. Are we gonna grow old? Are we gonna have this, and that?
So 3 a.m. is kind of like a tribute to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a tribute, and also, I mean, you can call it a cry for help.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cry for change, not so much
Yes.
help, but a cry for change. And when I say that, I mean being, you know, a victim of gun violence, being someone that is, you know, is grieving of a lost loved one. It's very common, and that's the scary part. If somebody did it from my community, I don't know that, but I know it wasn't a law officer, it wasn't a cop. You know, it wasn't somebody that wears a badge. So you're from my community. We're here in the Bay Area. We're a whole community, regardless.
Right.
So I highlighted those two, and I wanted to let it be known that this goes hand in hand. So if we're going to march about these cops, protest about these cops, we got to protest about what's going on in Oakland, what's going on in San Francisco, what's going on in the United States, period, on our neighborhoods as well, because we're being targeted the same exact way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's powerful, powerful.
I imagine this project was very, very, like, emotionally heavy to just get started.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, because I wrote this I wrote this in a place of anger, hurt, sadness, depression. It comes from a place of a dark place. So writing this it was very challenging, but making it was kind of like, I never went to therapy, but I talked to a lot of people that go to therapy, and they say, you know, a lot of people, they write out in journals and they burn it after to kind of release it.
Right.
This is therapeutic.
Right.
So shooting this, it wasn't as hard as writing it. Now we're in the stages of kind of promoting it, trying to get into film festivals and stuff like that. It's exciting. And it's weird to say something that's so traumatic is exciting to me now, but that's my love for creativity. That's my love for art. I can't say I use story or screenwriting as a journal or a diary. A lot of my projects are about things I've been through or things that, you know, I've faced, and they're all relatable.
Right, and that's the beautiful thing about film is you're connecting with an audience, and you never know whose life you're going to change.
Yeah, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
And not to say that in a disrespectful or rude manner or way, but when it's you at that computer screen or on that pad and paper, you're God. And so it's kind of like,
I've heard that before, for sure.
like you build this whole world, and what happens in this world, rather you want to create it in the way you want it to be, or you're, you know, connecting to something that happens, you have that power, you have that ability, and you give it to the world to see. And that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I have a question regarding, you know, because I've seen the film, and I think there's a lot of symbolic things that are going on in the film, right? Are you open to speaking to any of those, or even like I don't want to say anything, but yeah.
I mean, without giving the movie away, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right. Well. So the baby hand. Can we go? Or is that because that's the big one?
Let's.
That's powerful.
So, I can answer that.
All right.
So, there's a scene where the mother realized that there's a bloody baby handprint on the wall, and she's very confused on why is this here? What is going on? And that's just the direct connection of, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, you're still that baby to your mother. You still my baby.
Right.
I'm grown. I'm 30 something. I don't care. You still my baby.
Right.
And for the mother to witness what's going on with her child bleeding, it's still that baby handprint.
It's still her baby.
My baby's not here. That's the symbolic place.
And how'd you come to that idea where the way you did it in the bathroom?
You're in a bathroom. A lot of people, you know, they start their day. They're in their day in the bathroom. Ultimately, yes, your home is your safe place. But when you go to the bathroom, that's really your safe place. You sit down on the toilet, or you're in the shower, and you rejuvenate yourself. And as for a mother, I witnessed too much. I need to reset. I need to, you know, wash my face. I need to cleanse. That being a safe place, and that safe place is not really a safe place.
Got it.
So it's like you're still dealing with something even in your safe space. So, and that goes to, on my writing, I'm in a safe space writing this, but it's not really a safe space. And that plays, I mean, not to directly connect to the mother, because that story is, you know, I wanted to highlight what mothers go through. But for me, even as writing that, I'm writing this with PTSD. I'm writing this with depression. So you can imagine me being 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm typing, and I have to get up every 15, 20 minutes to look out my window. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be my safe place,
Yeah.
but it's not really safe. I mean, it is my safe space, but in my mind at that time, it's not a safe space. I'm
Trauma
uncomfortable.
changes everything.
Everything. So that was the reason for that whole bathroom scene.
Gotcha. I thought it was really dope, by the way, so I wanted to
Appreciate
bring
you.
it up and to make the connection, to have a little deeper understanding of it, the safe space, and like it's like the back of your mind, like it's you're just carrying it with you, type of. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy. That's dope.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I can't say definitely after 3 a.m. I have to write a comedy. I have to do a
Cleanse.
Shake it off a little bit.
Yeah, like I gotta have something
I hear you.
real bright and happy to come after this. But I'm definitely excited for this film. I'm extremely proud of everybody that played a part into this film, and I can't wait for the world to see it.
Yes, awesome. And this is your 6th short film, right?
Yes.
So your 5th short film, how long ago, what's the time span between the two?
Not on purpose, but I find myself shooting a film every 2 years.
Okay.
So my last film, Black Heart, Black Rose, was a silent film. And it was pretty much highlighting, the struggles of relationship. Because again, we're in a time and day and age where when you're in a relationship with somebody, it's kind of hard. And I mean, it's hard because to be in a relationship, but it's kind of hard because a lot of people don't understand what goes into a relationship, and that's work. Like a lot of people can resort to, oh, I don't need to deal with this. Oh, I heard this on TikTok. I heard this on social media. I see this, and it's just kind of like, I don't have to deal with this. As I heard a motivational speech of saying if they not with it, I can go.
They just want to feel good.
Yeah.
They think a relationship it's supposed to make me feel good, and I'm supposed to be happy. And if it doesn't make me feel that at any point, it's not the right one. That's not how it works.
That's not it.
Any relationship is going to have its ups and downs and challenges, and through that, you're supposed to grow.
Exactly.
People are so afraid to grow sometimes.
And I don't know what it is about vulnerability, but
Relationships are hard, though. I'll just say.
Oh my
All
God.
right, we gonna get in a relationship. We could have a whole podcast on that.
I tell you that. But what I can say is, even piggybacking off what you were saying, like people feel like it should be all rainbows and flowers. Like, no, you should cherish the relationships that have that fight into it. I'm not saying a physical fight, but I'm saying someone that'll fight to resolve a problem or a fight to want to talk things and work things out with you. Like, that's the person you want to work with. That's the person you want by your side because they're that invested in you, like you're invested into them.
Yeah.
Someone that's just like give up because, for whatever reason, I'm not going to name things. It's like I said, like you said, we can get into this all day long. But the person that is just quick to like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this. They're not invested in you.
They're not invested in themselves.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that's, and but Black Heart, Black Rose definitely depicted a lot of relationship situations. Some may call it toxic, but towards the end of the film, you see that these people are still for each other.
Gotcha.
I may veer off over here, but understand that you have that power, you have that control to reel me back in and let me be my true person for you.
Gotcha.
Black Heart, Black Rose.
Of all your films you've made, which one would you say feels like the biggest gift you've given?
Outside of 3 a.m., I would have to say Burial. And Burial is a very simple film. It's a very simple concept, but it's showing life. We watch a actress grow right in front of our eyes, and the film is only 6 minutes, so it's a quick grow. But we see the process of being rebirthed, reborn. And in life, you lose friends, but you pick up friends, or you keep friends that's supposed to be there. Like, people that are there are supposed to be there. And this is relationships, this is friendships, this is work. And it's a very artistic, abstract film. And it like I said, it shows growth in a person. And I feel that that was the greatest gift for people because it let a lot of people, and I have comments and I have people calling me and telling me when I released the film, Like, I related to that film because I'm growing right now, or I've been through growth, or, you know, I was scared to lose this person, but once I lost this person, or, and not by death, but like growing apart.
Yeah.
This lets me know that I'm not alone. You know, I'm not just going through this by myself. Like, growth happens to everybody. You're born as a baby. As a baby, you go into a toddler. And, you know, these different stages of life, we see this actress go through this, not necessarily a baby, but and there's artistic, abstract ways of being in a womb. If you check out Burial, there's a bathroom. She's in a tub and she's curled up. And you can kind of just see her relaxing her body and stretching out. And then we cut to a point of like anger, stress, and it's a scene where she's underwater and she's like screaming. And that connects to, you know, being rebirthed, because when a baby is born, it comes out crying.
Right.
But as an adult, sometimes you gotta scream, you gotta let it out. So Burial is definitely something that I felt like was a gift to people, to let them know that growth is fine, growth is good, change is good.
I love that.
Don't be scared of it, embrace it. So yeah.
So what inspires you to write your films?
Life.
Your
Man.
personal life?
My personal life.
Okay.
They seem
It sounds
very-
like it, so.
Yeah, and that's why I said I need to veer off to something a little more funnier, because I don't want, you know, I don't want a lot of people, well, it's normal, like people go through things, but I don't want to be like, dang, guy's life's kind of sad as shit, because it's not. I'm very blessed.
He was like expressing it in art.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good thing that I released this and let it be known, because I want people to know that you're not alone in this. If I could, and talk about my first film ever, if we want to get into that.
We get into whatever.
My first film ever, my first short film, Down Lonely Avenue. I wrote it in a place of being real egotistic.
First film.
First film, very egotistic. And not in the aspect of being cocky, but being scared of how I'd be judged. And I put it off on women. So it's a actress that, in hindsight, it was like, you know, I didn't have to go that way, but I made it a woman in this story because I felt like showing this much vulnerability or this much weakness as a man, you just suck it up, bro.
Right.
But later, after releasing the film, the things that this woman was going through, and she was down Lonely Avenue as a woman going to her happy place when she was stuck in a situation, in a relationship and life, where her and her partner is pretty much living hotel to hotel, trying to make ends meet and stuff like that. And she's not happy there, and she has a partner that's very vocal, abusive, not hands-on, but you know, he feels low. I don't want to be low by myself. I'm gonna put that on you as well. And
Common situation.
it's you know what, and it's very crazy. It's very crazy that it is common, but you know, life.
Some people need that reflection though, to see it on a screen and be like, wow, that's familiar, and then they get to think about it.
Yeah, and I think doing this film and putting it out there, I feel that, you know, maybe I should have put it in the male's perspective, because it was coming from me. Like, I was that female that, you know, people were watching, but I was so like, no, I gotta be a man. Society tells me I can't be this weak. I can't be this vulnerable. I shouldn't show emotion. So I cowered out and made it a female. And after releasing the film, I was kind of like, nah, it's okay to be that.
Yeah.
And what made me come to that realization, I had went to a film festival. We won that actual film festival in 2018. And I had like 3 people say, how could you as a writer tap into a woman's feelings like that? And I was like, and I was like looking at it, and I'm like,
Emotions aren't just a female thing.
And it's
Emotions
not.
are a human thing. And
There we go.
that's what's interesting, is that not everyone is tapped in that deep.
yeah. And that's what made that thought process right there, that fact, not even a thought process, that fact right there is what made me feel like felt less than to myself. Like, why would you do that? Like, it's not just women feel like that. Like, no, you feel like that now, and there's millions of other men that feel like that as well.
And they're afraid to for the same exact reasons.
So I definitely addressed that into a lot of different conversations. It was like, I did that, but I'm her.
Gotcha.
I was going through that. I had to go to a happy place because I didn't know how to express my emotions. I didn't know how to stand up and speak for myself. So yeah, download the avenue.
What stage of life was that for you? Like 10 years ago? Something like that?
Yeah. And this was a stage of just having my son, really living away from my parents and really being an adult that I am.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go get a job. I have to, I have a family now. I have to provide this and that. And it was very foreign to me. And being, I had my son at 21, but even then, being young and being exposed to that, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's a lot of stuff I can't express myself. There's a lot of stuff my partner couldn't express herself. So it was, it was rough.
Yeah.
But, that's something that you definitely growth, change, and,
21 is very young.
21 is so many things happen
Look,
at 21.
I have a lot of aunts and a lot of cousins, a big family, and a lot 17, 18. So I'm just like, I ain't got no baby by 18. I'm good. 21. Oh, yo, grown. I outbeat my mama. No, I was still a baby then, and it's but I'm blessed and thankful for everything that life has given me and showed me, and is molded me out pretty nicely, I would like to say.
Love it.
Yeah. A lot of my bread and butter, my work, is commercial and corporate work, especially being here in the Bay Area. That's what it is.
How'd you get connected to that?
I'll name drop right now because I love this guy to death. But my guy Kane, I worked with him. He's a G&E, he's a gaffer. I worked with him when I was going to school at the Art Institute in San Francisco back in 2015. I worked on a short film with him, and he was doing lighting and stuff like that. And I was still I was in the industry, but it was kind of like a lot of PA work, and I'm still trying to figure out where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. But talking with him, he's just a warming, embracing guy. Like, you look at him, he smiles. His smile is like, come talk to me. Let's talk about this. And seeing what he did with lighting was just amazing to me. And I was just like, bro, I want to learn how to light. I want to be a gaffer. And he was like, all right, if that's what you want to do, perfect. Probably like 2, maybe 3 months later, I get a call from Kane. He was like, hey, are you available on whatever the date was? And I was like, yeah, doing what? He was like, oh, someone needs a gaffer for a job. I couldn't even tell you what a RE light looked like.
Really?
Aperture. I didn't know anything about anything.
You said yes.
I said yes.
There you go.
Oh my God. And I mean nothing. Like somebody said, hey, we're gonna do like a 3-point lighting. Huh?
Did you say, oh?
So I was like, yep, I'll do it. I went to the job, and being so nervous, I could have dropped everything. I could have broke everything. But the people that were on set were just so helpful. They kind of, oh, well, we see that you're kind of green. You can't hide it. No matter how much you say you've done this before.
You can't, because you have to know there's technique and safety, a lot of safety that's involved in that.
Yes, G&E, everything is about safety. Safety and creating lighting, shaping lights and stuff. But it's mostly everything on set, safety.
Yeah.
Make sure everything is safe at all times.
The airplane is flying by. Sounds like a jet. Is it? Oh, it's Fleet Week. It's Fleet Week in San Francisco, so that's why they're coming around. Oh, yep.
I really learned the ins and outs of things, but I honestly was in love with camera work. I wanted to be in the camera department. I had to be in the camera department. But G&E kind of just took their arms and just held me. So
That's awesome.
which is a good thing because like I much rather understand lighting and why because you can tell a story with lighting.
Yeah.
That's what lighting, audio helps that camera department. So honestly, that is what I'm glad it went that route first. So I was in G&E for a good 5, almost 6 years, and just started building relationships with pretty much the amazing people out here in the Bay Area.
Gotcha.
And then I slowly got into the camera department, and now I'm doing camera work with the amazing people in the camera department.
So they just held you. So that's pretty lucky, actually, especially in the film industry, right? They don't really. That's not a thing, right?
No.
It's definitely tough to find people who are like gonna take you in like
Yeah.
that.
To be patient.
Yeah.
To be like, you have a job to do, but I'll just do your job too.
So you know,
And help you and
Yeah.
teach you.
and but the thing is, for me and for a lot of other people, I've always gone on set wanting to learn something. Like to this day, like I can have the knowledge of all the lighting. I still want to learn something.
That's so important.
Yeah,
And
because it's
so-
a teaching. It's
Yeah.
a teaching experience.
Yeah.
It's key. I think no one should be at a level, like any level you reach should always be open to learning and hearing and stuff like that. You never know what you don't know.
Yeah.
It's so valuable.
Definitely.
And it's changing all the time, anyways.
It is. It is.
So it's
Again,
like-
someone has to teach you about some type of light that just came out and why it does this and how it does, especially with RGB. And we're not gonna get nerdy. We're not finna nerd out right now.
We can nerd out.
Nah, we're not gonna nerd out. But definitely, I tell a lot of people that are coming out of San Jose State, San Francisco State, or just wanting to get into the industry overall, like, if you're on set with people that are not willing to teach you something, that's not the set you want to be on. Like, I don't want to be on a set with a lot of ego-driven people or don't have the patience or the time to tell you, hey, you got to have that large leg on that C-stand pointing this way because it can fall in. Like, you want to cover your assets all the way around.
Dang, don't be looking around. Hold
Nah, I
on.
already
Close your
I've already
eyes.
fixed
Close your
it.
eyes.
I've
Don't
already-
look. Hold on. I didn't take any notes.
But honestly, I feel like if everybody that's on set should be willing to teach somebody something.
Yeah.
It sounds like such a great time to be on your set.
Oh my God. If you check out the behind the scenes of 3 a.m., or even work with people that work with me as a director, not as a gaffer or a camera op, but as a director, it's a party. Like
Yeah.
I want everybody to enjoy themselves.
And that's rare.
Oh my
That's
God.
rare.
'Cause-
Like everyone's usually so stressed and like worried about like one thing.
Oh
can't
my
take care of
God.
another.
Yeah.
I
So
definitely,
That's ideal.
yes. I want to be the only person on set stressing the fuck out. I want everybody else to reel me back in and just be like, just relax, man. Because, you know, we're here to create, you know, something beautiful. And sometimes it'd be me that brings people back into it as well. But
It's a team.
it's,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's a team.
Yeah.
It's a team. And that's beautiful.
So important.
So what's up with CineCTRL? How did the brand come about?
Oh man.
And where are you envisioning it? Where are you at now in your mind, and where are you envisioning it?
So CineCTRL is still a baby. I started it late 2020, so it was like it kicked up in a pandemic. But CineCTRL is a place for it's a production company, my production company, but it's a place where you create your own narrative. CineCTRL is we're all creative cinematic people, but you're controlling your own narrative, and that's where the control comes from. And I want to, in the probably next year or two, I want to open up a platform for other creators to share their story in CineCTRL, and also help other people create their stories. I want to, like, I have a production team of people that I call and bring in. Like, if you have a story, you have a script, or you want it to bring it to life, come to CineCTRL.
Nice.
If, you know, I sound like Suge Knight right there. You don't want you dancing in your music. No, but honestly, I want people that have stories, come talk to me. Let's make something happen. And I don't want it to be something that is like, oh, it's like with 3 a.m., I would have never thought the response that it's having right now would be that. I thought it was going to be another story that, okay, a few people like it, we get like in one festival, and then I throw up on Vimeo and then forget about it. Like, no. No. The response of where it's just a trailer alone is beautiful. Well, like, we're clearing probably like 1,000 to 1,200 views a day.
Man.
And it's only been on, it's been released probably for like 3 days now.
Man.
That shows me like how important it is and how valuable it really is to put your whole heart out there in your art. Like, as scary as it can be and as
And that's
hard
what
as it
I'm
can
saying.
be, it
Yeah.
is like people will see it if it's real.
Yes.
Like, it will be recognized.
And I think that was the most like thing on my mind is how is people going to portray this? Like, how are people going to?
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because it's like if I put this out, people view it and they don't care about it, and it's like
It's like crushing a little.
yeah, and it's like people don't care about what happened to me.
You're like,
or
here's
what-
my soul, here's my vulnerability, here's my heartbreak. Will someone receive it?
Exactly. With CineCTRL, I see it in the next probably like year and a half maybe, opening up to other creators.
And my question is, how are you gonna do that?
So when you look at A24, they kind of just open the door for other writers and directors to, what story do you have? Really? Okay, well, let's slap A24 on that. But I wanted to do it in a way of not just trying to control the masses, but more embracing and acknowledging other creators. So when you see a project that has CineCTRL stamped on it, it's not just because, oh, we put up funding for it. Like, no, like, people in CineCTRL were actually a part of creating and bringing your story to life. So that will be CineCTRL.
Which is huge. You know, there's a lot of people. Vicky, don't you have? Are you a writer too? And don't you have ideas that you're like waiting to like get produced or stuff like that, right?
I'm on my third or fourth draft of a short film, but that'll probably be my next project.
Your first short film.
Second.
Your second short film.
Yeah, my
Okay.
first one's in post still. It's had a rough time in post, getting juggled back and forth between people.
Editors.
Yeah, one editor, it just, kept falling through. People had emergencies come up, and they're like,
Gotcha.
I can't work on this. And
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So CineCTRL, if like for somebody like Vicky per se, you would help the whole process, or what do you see that?
100%.
Okay.
That's awesome.
When it comes to writing, if you need other writers to help revise that story or help you develop a scene even more, like we have writers in CineCTRL that can actually do that. You need to find crew, casting, CineCTRL can provide that. Promotion, CineCTRL can provide that.
A big question people will have for something like this is, like, how is the funding? How does that work for this?
For me, all my films that I've done was self-funding.
Yeah.
So I work a lot.
I understand that. Yeah.
12-hour days type of stuff, or on sets, or
Yeah. So it's like a lot of people can look and be like, man, you're always working. Because I always want to shoot a movie. And, bills and family and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff has been self-funding. But I have a good friend that's in financial advising that let me know, like, you can talk to people about grants. You can talk to people about funding these stories that you have. And you'll be surprised when people out there that's willing to help. So
and funding is like a huge part of the Bay.
It
Like
is.
I think that's like the hardest part of being a Bay Area independent filmmaker. I think just because of the area that we're in and how
my
tech is just
God.
taking over,
Yes.
and the rising cost of living and stuff like that. But then also we're just like, we're not really known, I feel like, to the, so speak on that. So speak on that type of.
So the wild thing about that statement that you made, it's true, but it's so much film history that comes out of the Bay Area. A lot of people come up here to shoot things or build stuff in Los Angeles or New York that has.
It's cheaper here. As expensive as the Bay is, it's cheaper to make a movie here than LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
And but people, like you have the Ryan Coogler's, you have, so much animation being made in the Bay Area that has been a staple of the film industry. It doesn't get light shine on the Bay Area. It's like the Bay Area has this
It's
dark
hidden
cloud.
talent.
Yeah.
So much hidden talent.
And I was having a conversation with my business partner about how much talent it is here in the Bay Area that doesn't get, light on it. So many great actresses, so many great actors that find themselves in, I don't want to call anything little or small. Every accomplishment is huge to me. But they get put into these small commercials or things that kind of cap them down from where they can soar above.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my business partner, I was like, at the end of the day, I really want to try to build not necessarily a platform, but use Instagram as a promotional tool to work with these Bay Area actresses and actors and putting out small scenes and putting it to Instagram. Like we saw that with the TikTok and the Vine people, and they, put together these small scenes and they're funny, they're comedic and stuff like that. That's cool. But what if we put together small scenes of drama, action, some type of thriller, but it's in a short form content.
Yeah.
And it helps show the actors and actresses range of what they have, the potential we have in the Bay Area. We don't want to just always say, I got to go to LA. I got to go to New York. I have to. No, we can do this right at home.
Like help them out with the real type of thing.
Come on.
Because we were just talking to somebody who's doing that with Tony from Brave Makers.
Yeah.
That's his
Shout
whole
out to Brave
thing.
Makers.
Yeah, shout out.
But honestly, giving that handout or giving that platform to shed light there, that's what the Bay Area needs. And it needs to be done in a way where it's not ill intent. When I say ill intent, I'm not doing it to me gain something and then potentially leave you. Like, no, your thought process is to make this person or this idea or this story the bigger picture. And this is coming from somebody that don't show his face. I'd much rather show my work. So if I'm coming to you, it's not about me. It's about uplifting the knowledge, uplifting the idea and the potential of what we have here, right in the soil of the Bay Area.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us what keeps you going.
I'm strongly addicted to creating. So it's a drug for me.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
In this kind of field.
You gotta be a little crazy, huh?
Look, I scratch my neck at night. But what keeps me going is the fact that I love to create. I love to create stories. I love to create worlds, and I love to tell a story. So as long as I have something to say, something to show, something to put on the forefront, I'm always going to be creating, and I'm always going to have that on my agenda. So that's what motivates me.
What would you tell people who want to create but are terrified?
Do it. Like,
Just like, what do you think is the key to like getting them to do it?
I would tell people all the time, and it was so crazy. I forget his name, but we were on Derailed. I had told somebody, it's like, yes, I want to, I want to do a film. I'm like, the scariest thing is to show up. But once you show up, everything else is easy. Everything else is fun.
The door won't open unless you like walk to it
Yeah.
and you literally turn it.
Yeah, like you can stare at the pretty lights all day long and be like, man, I want that. But if you don't go to where those lights are being shined and sit and glow in that light, you're going to be hidden in the dark. And that's just what it is. But my advice to anybody that wants to create anything, just do it. Embrace that fear. Run to that fear. Headbutt it straight on and just do it.
Most def. That's why we're all here.
That's exactly why we're all here. And I definitely thank you. I thank you for actually having a platform to show your talents as well as embrace everybody else's. So Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for showing your face.
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you for showing your face with
Yes.
us for the first time.
Look,
we really
talk
appreciate
about
it.
being scared of something.
You're doing it.
Just do it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is the second episode of the Tilly Road to Feature. We have here Dexx with us from CineCTRL. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.